The best Nishane fragrance for every season of the year. So this is a brand that is based out of Istanbul, Turkey. Their perfumes are very long lasting. They are considered a niche brand and they do have a lot of really high quality compositions. I've actually had the pleasure of visiting Istanbul, Turkey, where I met up with the perfumer Jorge Lee. He hasn't composed every single one of these, but he's done a lot of them. And I had a tour of the factory, which is called MG International. He showed me how the perfumes are made and he's really just an incredible individual, very down to earth, very accommodating. So anyway, I'm going to be telling you about the best Nishane fragrance for every season of the year, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I'm going to let you know how I came about with that categorization in just a little while. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about what I think are the best Nishane fragrance for every season of the year, of course, I'm going to go through what I think makes up a spring fragrance, a summer fragrance, and what elements these particular fragrances possess that I think would make them such top contenders for that particular season. But I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and also please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So, of course, this brand can be sampled at websites like scentsplit.com. Don't blind buy any of these. This is a niche brand, right? So these are costing you hundreds of dollars if you're going to pay full retail for them. You don't want to do that. If you want to get a 5 ml or a 10 ml decant or a little sample vial, right? This way you try them on skin, you can see if they correspond with your skin chemistry, your pH levels, and also if they align with your personal tastes. Fragrance is very subjective, so please utilize a service like ScentSplit. I will drop the links down below. So the first one, it was kind of a toss-up and I changed it at the last minute. Let's talk about the winter time first, right? So for the winter time, I love Fan Your Flames. This is a gorgeous boozy rum, coconut, vanilla, and amber fragrance. So I have this one on the table as well. I was originally gonna go with Shem. Is a beautiful cypriol, spicy, herbal, rose, slightly leathery type of a fragrance. I think there's cardamom in this as well. And just smelling it, you're like, wow, this is one of the most powerful Nishane fragrances ever, right? And of course they have some that are on the lighter side of things like Oolong Cha, which is a great spring summer fragrance for a lot of people. I almost put this one on the list, but I think for the winter time, especially the one that I personally see myself wearing a lot, it has to be Fan Your Flames. So I'm going to put that in front, but it was kind of a tie if I'm being honest. I think it's going to be contingent upon your personal taste, but the coconut, the booze, the rum, the spice, the vanilla, the amber, the incense, Fan Your Flames is such an amazing, amazing fragrance. Totally unisex. If you're a fan of perfumes like Herod by Parfum de Marly, I think you'll really like that one. And of course, with this one, Shem, composed by Lucas Suzak, I think it's an amazing fragrance. I had the pleasure of meeting him in person as well. He works for Eurofragance in Spain, and he's an amazing perfumer as well. Both of them are incredibly talented. So speaking of Jorge Lee, let's go to the springtime. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought about what is the best season to wear this one in, and this is one of their best fragrances ever. So I said, if I don't include this in one season, I'm gonna get, my head cut off. Hachavat, right? This smoky pineapple grapefruit fragrance. Jorge Lee is the perfumer, and you look at the note breakdown and it's like, okay, it's gonna smell like Creed Aventus, right? And it does have a bit of an Aventus-y vibe to it, I have to be perfectly honest with you. Minus the vanilla, and you add birch. Birch tar is not listed in the note breakdown, but it's inevitably what is in here making it smoky. You look at the note breakdown, it says oak moss. Yeah, sure, maybe. But I get birch, right? So I know what oak moss smells like. I smelled it in many 70s and 80s fragrances where I'm pretty confident I know what it smells like. I do get a smoky appeal in this fragrance, and I think Jorge Lee did such an amazing job. By the way, I'm not saying there's no oak moss in here. I'm just saying that the presence of the birch kind of looms or towers over whatever earthy ingredient is residing in the base. But this is fantastic for the springtime. Of course, you can also wear Oolong Cha. I think you can also wear Vain and Naive. I think is great for the springtime. It's a little sweet, but it's great for those intermediary seasons. Like I said, I have a lot of Nishane fragrances, but for the springtime, I'm gonna go with Hachavat. Can also go with X, right? The anniversary edition. Summertime, Ege or Egeo. So it has the Greek writing on it as well. It says Athena, which is Athens. So this is a beautiful fragrance composed by a Greek perfumer, Ilias Hermenidis. And this one has violet, basil, mint. Beautiful, floral, herbal. It's bright, it's citrusy, it's minty. It's so great for the summertime. It really does smell like a relaxing getaway. I'm not going to say a tropical getaway because you're not necessarily visiting the tropics, but it is a relaxing getaway, a Mediterranean getaway. It's inspired by the Aegean Sea. So Ege by Nishane is such a beautiful fragrance for the summertime. Honestly, I can't really think of too many other seasons in which to wear this one. And I think my proclivity for wearing this one in the summertime is also predicated on the fact that I actually wore it in the summertime a number of consecutive years. So every time I think of the summer, I think of Ege, and I really, really love this one. And so, you know, Fan Your Flames could have been a good fall fragrance as well. I picked wintertime because the performance on it is just amazing. Now for the fall, and I have a few more down here that I could have gone with, and I kind of narrowed it down to this one. But fall, you think of sweet, you think of gourmand, you think of cozy. Just listing off those three adjectives, I think people will already have a pretty good gander at what I'm gonna select for the fall fragrance. You think of spices like cardamom and the vanilla and the ginger that's in here, the blackcurrant. Such an amazing composition by perfumer Cecile Zarokian. And again, it's one of Nishane's best fragrances, and it's none other than Ani. Imagine me making this list and not including Ani, right? But I would like to ask you, do you think Ani is more of a fall fragrance or more of a winter fragrance? Because I also had a hard time with this. I feel like these two are interchangeable. Fan Your Flames could be great for the fall and Ani can be great for the winter, but I kind of swapped it around just because, you know, when I'm going for a wintertime fragrance, I want something a bit darker. And I think the spices in the rum and the resins and the incense really make it dark. Whereas with Ani, it's sweet and fruity and it has those gourmand properties, but it's not full-blown dark like Fan Your Flames is. So for that reason, Ani is my choice for the fall/autumn. Let me know, how would you categorize the fragrances from this brand? Do you have a similar lineup to mine, or would you categorize them a little differently? I would love to hear from you. I always love the interaction and the feedback. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.